Hey guys, how's it going? We're about a week into Season 3 of My Hero Ultra Rumble, and I just want to talk to you about my thoughts on Season 3 as a whole so far, so please don't forget to subscribe, and let's get started. Starting with one of the biggest things I'm liking about Season 3 so far, the new map, UA Island. It is such a good map, and it's packed with buildings, details, and there's always something going on. You are never too far away from a fight, which is what you want in a good battle royale. You can tell Biking put a lot of work into this map. There are even some small details, like these posters. Here's one of Whitehead Derby. Is this a teaser for a future skin? We'll have to wait and see. Here's one of the guy from the Meta Liberation Army, teasing maybe we'll see something to do with them in the future. Or hell, if we go to the restrooms in the mall, we have this cool poster of Wash telling us to wash our hands. It's small details like this that make the map so cool, but because of how awesome this map is, it's made me realize how empty the other map actually is. Again, there's nothing wrong with the old map, it's still fun to play on, but after being on UA Island, it seems kind of empty. And that brings me into something that I'm not really a huge fan of so far, and that's how the map rotations are being handled. The way it currently works is there are two maps, UA Island and the USJ, and these maps switch every 2 hours. Personally, I think this is way too long. We have played on the USJ map since the betas and the first 2 seasons, and now that we finally have a new map, we can only play on it 2 hours at a time before it switches back to the old map. I think a great way to fix this would be to make it so the maps rotate every 1 hour instead of 2. That way, even when the old map comes back, we won't be stuck on there for as long. Or, make it so that the older map has less time in rotation. So, UA Island could have like 2 hours like it does right now, but then make it so when the old map comes back into rotation, it's only there for an hour. This way, we still get both maps, but we get to play on the better map a tiny bit longer. I know this wouldn't work for everybody because there are some people that prefer the old map to the new map, but it would be nice. Or something they could do, which realistically I think would be happy for everybody, would be to make it so when the new map rotates in, we can choose which map to rotate in next. Maybe on the menu where we choose what game mode we'd like to play, there'd also be a voting option for us to vote which map we'd like next in rotation. Again, I know there would be some people that wouldn't be happy with this, but I think it could work really well. Moving on to something that I really do like about this new season is the custom lobbies. This is something people have been asking for since day one, and we finally got it at the start of Season 3. Now, we can go into custom matches with our friends. I've done this a few times, in streams and with friends, and this is so much fun, but because we have custom lobbies now, we can also do tournaments. And that's exactly what our friends over at the Quirk server are doing. Here, you can join and compete in Ultra Rumble tournaments for all consoles. I'll leave a link in the comments to the server, tell them Web sent you, and I hope you enjoy taking part in some of the best tournaments this community has to offer, if that's something you'd be interested in. The next thing is a pretty big one. I personally am a very big fan of this, but I can agree that it does have its problems. And that's the new Quirk skill sets. This is a genius idea. It gives characters that we have already been playing a new skill set and makes them feel like a brand new character. So far, the only character that has this is Deku, but I'm sure more characters will get their own Quirk skill sets in the future. But the thing that sucks about these is that they are locked behind the gacha system. So, unless you're willing to spend money, or have been saving your roll tickets, or are just lucky, you most likely won't get to use this in a real match. I've seen people complain that this makes the game pay to win, but what those people also don't tell you is that overall, Deku's new skill set is actually not as good as his old one. Now, like I said, in the future, this pay to win thing might end up becoming true with other characters, but I really don't know. But at least this banner will be up the entire season, so you have plenty of time to try and pull for it. Something I think would be much better, but I also understand that they need to make money off this game, would be if they give us another option to unlock these skills. Maybe make it so we could use our gold to buy these, because I'm sure, like me, you guys have a ton of gold because there's not really much to use the gold on. So maybe make it so a new Quirk skill set costs like 300 to 500k gold. That way then, it gives people a reason to grind, and they get a new skill set at the end. The next thing is something I'm undecided if I like or not yet, and that's the Assist Nerf. Yes, I knew this was going to change the game, but I, like a lot of other people, didn't quite realize how much. And at times, this really does feel like a completely different game to the first 2 seasons. So basically, on console, they lessened how good the aim assist was, and I'll be honest, it really did need to happen. The aim assist was way too good. Like, there would be times where I'm just looking around, and the aim assist would auto-track onto somebody hiding in a bush that I didn't even know was there until that happened. So they added the aim assist nerf. So these days, you can't just go around hip firing and hitting 99% of your shots. But because of this, we've kind of entered a new meta for the game. There's no official name for this meta yet, but I'm just going to call it the melee meta, since shooting isn't really as viable as previous seasons. Even though it is still very good, not many people are doing it anymore. Instead, people are starting to use characters like Mount Lady, Kirishima, Froppy, and Ida, because these are characters that you don't really need to aim with, and they do a lot of damage. And because of this, they are currently dominating the game. I 100% believe that something is going to change with the aim assist again, just because of how bad it really is on console. Like, these days, it genuinely feels the same as PC, which there is no aim assist on because it's PC. I don't think they'll make it as aggressive as it was before, but I'd like it to be a little bit better than what we currently have. And finally, the last one is one that I really don't like. This has been something that's been in the game since launch, but I have never seen anyone talk about these extensively, and that's the glitches. I've always had the mindset of, if you don't tell people about the glitches, they won't copy them and it won't be an issue. But I'm starting to notice that people are doing these glitches whether I talk about them or not, and at least if I talk about them, there's a chance they'll be fixed. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's start with the biggest one that I've seen, and that's the Ida Infinite Recipro glitch. By looking at the ground, using your beta, then immediately using your gamma and dodge rolling, Ida gets Infinite Recipro Burst, which is very broken and 100% needs a fix. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you why Infinite Recipro is OP, because Ida infinitely gets faster, his attacks are faster, his combos are faster, everything is faster. And in a game where when he activates that, he already becomes the fastest character in the game, it's a little unfair. The next thing that needs to be fixed is Toga. Toga has so many glitches, like having hardened Kirishima's damage reduction, or the glitch with Uraraka that lets her fly. But today, I'm talking about the main one, and that is her skill steal glitch. By taking a character's blood, transforming into them, leveling up a skill at the same moment you transform back to normal, you actually end up keeping the skill even though you shouldn't have it. This can lead to crazy broken things like Toga with Frobby's Alpha, the best in the game, or Uraraka's Beta Spin. I'm sure you can see why this is an issue that needs to be fixed. So do me a favor, if you are willing to help out, go to Bandai's support page for My Hero Ultra Rumble and tell them about these glitches. The more people that tell them, the more aware they will be, and we have a better chance of these glitches being fixed. And that's everything I wanted to talk about. Let me know what you guys think of the current season of My Hero Ultra Rumble. My name is Webb, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.